comes together to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our UPSC toppers, who have not only achieved personal milestones but have also made all of us proud. Today, we acknowledge their hard work, perseverance, and dedication that have led them to this prestigious accomplishment. Can we give a big round of applause for them? As we embark on this auspicious event, let's commence with a tradition that signifies the dispelling of darkness and the sharing of knowledge and wisdom. The lighting of the lamp is a symbol of hope, positivity, and enlightenment. To grace this ceremony, I would like to invite our esteemed guest to the stage for the lamp lighting. It is my honor to welcome Mr. V.V. Ronge Patil Sir, Director of Digicate IAS, and our esteemed guest for the light lamping. It is my great pleasure to introduce a distinguished personality who has been a guiding light for countless students and aspirants in their journey to become esteemed IAS and IPS officers. Please join me in welcoming Mr. V.V. Ronge Patil, the Director of Digicate IAS. Mr. Patil has been instrumental in transforming the lives of many students over the past 5 years, helping them achieve their dreams through his personalized attention and unwavering dedication and commitment to results. He is an alumni of DiBatu, having graduated in 2009 with a degree in computer engineering. Before embarking on his UPSC journey, he gained valuable experience working for 2 years at Cognizant Technology Solutions. Mr. Patil's unique approach and deep understanding of the needs of his students have set a benchmark in the field of IAS coaching. We are honored to have him with us today. Please give a round of applause as we welcome Mr. V.V. Ronge Patil, sir. Thank you. We now come to the one of the most awaited parts of our event, the felicitation of our outstanding UPSC toppers. To begin this special segment, DigiGate IAS is honored to introduce Mr. Sai Kiran Nandalala, who has achieved an impressive All India rank of 27 in the UPSC Civil Services Examination 2023. Sai Kiran is set to join the prestigious Indian Administrative Service IAS and will soon be working as a district collector, making impactful changes and serving the nation with dedication. He holds a degree in Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering from the esteemed National University of Technology, Warangal. Hailing from Karmanagar, Telangana, Sai Kiran's journey is truly inspirational, and his achievement is a testament to his hard work and determination. To felicitate, I would like to request Mr. V.V. Ronge Patil, Director of Digicate IAS, to kindly felicitate him. Congratulations, Mr. Sai Kiran Nandala, on your remarkable achievement. We wish you all the best in your future adventures. Continuing with our celebration of exceptional achievements, DigiGate IAS introduces Mr. Apurva Balpande, who has secured an impressive All India rank of 546 in the UPSC Civil Services Examination 2023. Apurv is on his way to joining the esteemed Indian Police Service in IPS, where he will soon serve as the district police, ensuring law and order with dedication and integrity. He holds a degree in mechanical engineering from Yashwantrao Savan College of Engineering, Nagpur. Showcasing his strong academic background, hailing from Nagpur, Apurv's journey is an inspiring story of hard work. To felicitate Mr. Apurva Balpande, I would like to request Mr. V.V. Ronge Patil, Director of Digigate IAS, to kindly come forward and do the honors. Congratulations, Mr. Apurva Balpande, on your outstanding achievement. DigiGate IAS wishes you all the best in your future. As we continue to honor the exceptional achievements of our UPSC toppers, DigiGate IAS holds privilege to introduce Mr. Siddharth Tagad, who has secured an impressive All India rank of 808 in the UPSC Civil Services Examination 2023. Siddharth is an engineer, having graduated from the prestigious College of Engineering, Pune. His academic excellence is truly commendable. Hailing from Ahmednagar, Siddharth's journey is a source of inspiration for all aspiring candidates. To felicitate, I would like to request Mr. V.V. Ronge Patil, Director of DigiGate IAS, to kindly come forward to do the honors. It is my immense pleasure to extend heartfelt congratulations to all our remarkable UPSC toppers. Your hard work, perseverance, and dedication have led you to these incredible achievements, and we couldn't be prouder. Each one of you have shown that with determination and relentless effort, no dream is too big and no goal is unreachable. Your success stories will undoubtedly inspire countless others who are on their own journey towards excellence. We would like to extend our sincere congratulations to Mr. V.V. Ronge Patil Sir, Director of DigiGate IAS. Your leadership, dedication, and personalized attention towards each student has been instrumental in guiding them towards success. Under your guidance, DGCAT IAS has become a excellence in the field of UPSC coaching. It is now privileged to introduce an exceptional individual who has achieved remarkable success in the UPSC Civil Services Examination 2023, securing an impressive All India rank of 27. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sai Kiran Nandala to the stage. Please give me a warm round of applause as we invite Mr. Sai Kiran Nandalala to come up and share a few words about his struggle journey.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. Am I audible perfectly? Yes. First of all, thank you, sir, for the felicitation, and thank you so much for being a part of this UPSC journey of mine and ensuring that I come up with the flying colors. And thank you to my and congratulations to my fellow friends sitting there for their incredible achievement. So now I'm going to share about my journey to the UPSC. What are my strategies and how I looked at this UPSC preparation, and how many along the journey how I came across many hurdles, and how I'm able to uh, um, how I'm able to come across to secure a good rank in this UPSC journey. So first of all, a brief introduction. So myself, Sai Kiran Nandala, I have secured All India rank 27 in this UPSC. So before this, I come from Karimnagar district in Telangana state. I'm a first generation graduate in my family from a rural background. So where there are many aspirations about securing good education and securing a good job to make life memorable. So having come across this journey as part of I did schooling in Karimnagar itself, and even plus one plus two at there. After that, I did my graduation in electronics and communication engineering from NIT Warangal. So I have graduated in 2018. Suppose that I got a campus placement in a company named Qualcomm as a hardware systems engineer. So it's been more than 5.5 years. I've been working in Qualcomm, and I did my entire preparation along with the full-time job. So the reason I was saying is, the reason I was saying this is nothing can stop us from achieving what we want to do, irrespective of where we come from, irrespective of what we do, irrespective of what time we have, and irrespective of any other limitations. It's all our mindset towards these examinations, our perseverance, how we are able to achieve, overcome our limitations, and optimize our time. So this is what defines the UPSC journey. So the reason why I wanted to take civil services examination is, coming from a family where there is a first generation graduates, our initial motivation was to secure a good job and earn good amount of money. So after doing job from 2018 to almost 2020, after 2 years, there's a thought keep on coming to me on can we do something more for things around us, for things that matter to us, and where we can contribute positively to the society. Because in my entire education, in my entire upbringing, the public service delivery part and the government and the society part played a huge role to become what I could become now, to get a good education and to get a good job. So I got immensely benefited from things around me. So there's always a question could come up to me that हम क्या कर सकते हैं, like to give something return to where we got something from. So I explored many career opportunities, and so meanwhile the civil services thought came up. So honestly, when I was studying, I never thought that I could end up in civil services. Even after doing 1 year of job, I never thought about it. So but we know there's a part of destiny which pulls us to something. So इसी के कारण से आई स्टार्टेड यूपीएससी जर्नी इन 2022 December. I would say like the start came around like 2019 end say, but it took almost 1 year to materialize and to put into practice. So December 2022, like if we like generally I started in January 2021. So it's 1.5 year before I could give my first attempt. So 2022 May I gave first prelims, and so I started 1.5 year before my preparation for this prelims attempt. So one thing I want to share like few learnings from my side while I'm telling my journey. So first thing is always we need to take this UPSC journey in a holistic manner. There's nothing like a prelim specific preparation, main specific preparation. I would say it's all integrated preparation, and always we should be mains ready before even giving prelims. So इसी के like because of the reason my main motivation was so whenever I clear my first prelims, I should go on to clear mains also. And between prelims to mains is just around 3 months to 100 days of time. So because of this, I was completely tried to become mains ready before giving prelims examination. So in that January 2021 say like February 2021, almost 1 year 2 months, I devoted entirely to my mains preparation to learn each and every aspect of this preparation. So few things for people who want to start and who want to first thing is so there's always a saying that before we want to do anything we want to know everything about it in and out. So for the first 2 months I didn't read any book per se. In the initial 2 months, December and January 2021, December 2020 and January 2021, I completely explored what is UPSC, what the syllabus tells us, what UPSC wants from us. So I checked a lot of toppers blogs, their Telegram channels and videos on YouTube on what is their thought process, because thought process defines our direction, where we wanted to go, because it's always UPSC is like a ocean. The syllabus is like an ocean. For many people who are taking this, it's a ocean. So we can't go without having compass in our hand. Otherwise, our destination will take so much of time. So that's the reason you should know in and about entire UPSC examination. So this is the first thing I did, and second thing, mains oriented preparation. So and third thing is even though I prepared for mains, so for prelims, right, I used to do every day 5 to 10 questions. Used to solve 5 to 10 questions for like 1 year before prelims. So it's like when you do things repeatedly over a time, over months, over years, you will master that skill. You will master that skill of doing it effortlessly. So you will be having that muscle memory of doing something. So these are the small things help me in the course of my journey. And prelims happened 2022, and I think sometimes the effort you put in your entire preparation. So there's a saying that luck favors the brave. So I cleared my 2022 prelims just by 0.4 marks. So it is like it's a luck, I would say, but even the luck part, I think it came with a lot of practice over the 1 year. So that maybe 1 or 2 questions, 2-3 questions here and there, which pulled me out of that 2020 prelims. If that luck would not have been, if that practice would not have been with me, maybe I would have stopped the UPSC journey altogether. Because with that prelims, I went on to wrote mains 2022. I went on to give interview 2022. And in the next attempt, I could improve on my mistakes, and I'm standing here. So it's always, I think it's more than luck. The hard work you put over 1 year culminates to give you the results. So this is one more learning I got from these things. And after that, mains. And mains is like a big mountain. So 2022 mains, I was directionless. I didn't take any mentorship also before that. So I was doing entire journey on my own, and it was very tough phase to take 2022 mains while working. I even took I took like 6 weeks of leave before mains 2022 mains, and because of maybe it's the first time I'm giving, and because of lack of mentorship, um, even after giving the examination, I was not clear of clearing mains after 2022 mains. So I was under the impression that maybe even if I clear, it will be plus, maybe it will be within the range of the cutoff. So why I'm saying this is another important aspect in this UPSC journey or in their life, in whatever journey we take, the assessment, the self-assessment part is crucial. If we don't assess ourselves of what we are doing correct or not, so we have to learn things very hard way. So the important of that assessment, so with that, what I did, if I look back to my entire journey, if there are any good things I did after 2022 mains, so I again, so 2022 mains happened in September, and results will come in December 15th, something around. Generally, it is the cycle. So, irrespective of the result, I started preparing for mains again because I was not sure that I will clear. Even if I clear, it will be in the within the range. And this time, luckily, so I got to know VV Ranga Patel sir from one of my friend. He's my college friend. So that's when in October 2023. So I met VV Ranga Patel sir, and I took mains mentorship program. So the mains mentorship program is designed in such a way that so there will be daily answer writing of GS and like SS also. So sir used to give a timetable of all the GS subjects. I used to write daily 2 to 3 questions. I used to send it to him. He used to evaluate everything to a minute test of detail and give me the feedback on what is going right and what is going wrong and where we can improve that. So that kind of the final touch in your preparation, that kind of mentorship in your preparation, I felt that is needed, and that helped me today to get very good marks in 2022 remains. So in 2022, I scored 737 in the mains, and fast forward 2023, my score was 837. Exactly, I improved 100 marks. So one more message in this is I observed is so generally there is a vicious cycle of mains. So we stuck in mains. We go on clearing prelims, but iske baad like we give on going more attempts, but we'll get stuck in mains. So that's the reason I'm very lucky, and I don't know why I wanted to prepare right after 2022 mains. But looking back, that is the best thing I did. Because if I didn't improve in 2022 right after 2-3 months, this for 2023 attempt, I wouldn't have enough time, enough confidence to give this exam again. So, so two takeaways from here is self-assessment of your own preparation, um, of your own attempt is very crucial to design your next course of journey. So without self-assessment, not only in this case, like whenever we do our preparation, even in the cycles of time, like a 1 month, 2 month, we should have a self-assessment, and there should be a gradual improvement in our performance. And yeah, other takeaway is like I don't know about foundation class coaching because I didn't take, but I think mentorship is. I felt mentorship was needed for me, and I took right mentorship for me at the right juncture of time. So these things helped me in this pushing this journey. And looking back, one more important thing is so when I started this UPSC journey, I absolutely have no confidence that I will clear this exam one day. So, but I started. So, so there was a quote that was saying that Edmund Hillary gave a beautiful quote that it's not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. So UPSC journey is really a mountain, a very, very big mountain, Mount Everest. So when I started, I don't have any confidence that I could cross this UPSC journey. But the little process, the daily process we'll do in this examination over the course of time, 2 years, if we could crack in the first attempt. So the efforts we put, the process we will take on in this journey, I think that will change us a lot as a person, even if we clear or don't clear this examination. I think it will make us more confident, more aware, more compassionate in this journey. That's why I'm thankful to this entire UPSC journey, irrespective of the result. So it will make us, it will bring the best version of ourselves. So that's why I'm thankful to this UPSC journey. And few more takeaways is so how the repeated process will help us to improve ourselves. So 2022 attempt, I could go on to give interview also. So my interview was scheduled on May 1st. And results came on May 23rd, 2023. So I couldn't clear because obviously because of bad performance in mains in 2022 mains. And 2023 prelims was scheduled on May 28th. So even after interview, I just had 20 days from my interview date to prelims. I just had 20 days to prepare. But this time, and I wrote only 2 mock tests for prelims this time, 2023. For 2022, I almost wrote 18 to 20 mock test. So 2022, I cleared with 0.4 marks above the cutoff. And 2023, I scored 98. I think this is 23 marks above the cutoff. Given the toughness of the paper, I think that is good score. So what worked for me in this 2023 is, I think one important aspect is the effective newspaper reading. I read the newspaper before also, but not that holistically, not that religiously. But for my interview preparation, I used to read a newspaper with a lot of detailing, lot of analysis. So that changed my outlook. That increased my broadness. So that made my intuitions correct in taking risk in some questions because of your broadness frame of mind and change in outlook. So the important thing to crack this examination is you should develop that bird's eye view, we call it's eagle view. So once, because the syllabus is like that in a very generic way, and you should have that eagle view to see things clearly, to interlink things. So once you get that, I think it will help us in each stage of the examination, right from prelims, mains to interview. So that is one key takeaway you can take from this year. And the second thing is the conviction and the intuition we build from our hard work. So I was so sure that in 2023 that I could do whatever I could do for this examination. I read all the syllabus. I developed that confidence. So that conviction and that intuition for us comes with a lot of hard work and believing that we are giving best in what we want to give. So I think that will help you a lot when you put our hard work in right amount. So that helped me in 2023 prelims. And I was so sure that I could clear it. So, coming to that mains, there is 100 days of cycle. So this time I always see this mains as a test match. So if like prelims is a ODI match in cricket, in interviews T20. So mains is like a test match which tests us in multidimensionally, intellectually, knowledge-wise, even physical efforts to sit and write exam for the long time, and mental toughness and mental strength. So this time, so it was very tough because I was chasing also, and I was so sure that this will be my last attempt, and I want to give my best in whatever I could give. So there is a saying, Mahatma Gandhi said this: success lies in the effort, not in the attainment, and your full effort is your full victory. So you in this, especially in this examination, I think what matters more is your effort in this journey. So you should be sure that this is the best what we could give for this examination. I think if we give our best, I think our success follows. I think there is it is inevitable also. So I was so sure that after writing 2023 mains, I was so sure. Even I told my friends that I could do whatever I could do in my capabilities for mains. If this doesn't happen, then I think UPSC. I'm not good enough for UPSC. I should move on. So these exact things I told to my friends also, and so I like with effort in right direction and with even in this 100 days of journey from 2023 prelims to mains, I used to write daily answers for GS. That's how I improved. So the daily practice, because the mistake I did in 2022, I used to write only full length mock test before exam to exam. So there's not much of an improvement in writing answers. But the strategy I changed in 2023 is I went on writing daily answers. So from that, I mastered the skill of answer writing. So answer writing is a skill. So it is a how we think, the thought process. So we have to do it daily to make it correct and to secure good marks. So this is the other thing I did like in 2023 prelims to mains to improve my marks. So after 2023 mains, the interview stage came, and actually the conference is a brilliant thing. It works in a like brilliant way. So 2022, I was very underconfident for my interview because I felt that my mains was not good. So even the marks turned out to be like very low because the confidence part plays a huge role. And in 2023, I had a conviction that I'm doing what best I could do for this examination. And with that confidence, even with less time, and by the way, for 2023 mains, I didn't take any leaves also. I just took 5 days leave before my essay. So that was a 2 weeks leave in the examination cycle. But how I could do even without leaves is because the preparation I did right after 2022 mains, that kind of built that fundamentals in me so that I could go and do it. So this is the short journey how I could come, and if I had to give a, if I look back in my 3 years of journey, and if I had to tell some specific things what worked for me in this UPSC journey is the first thing is your broadness, your outlook to the examination should be very very broad enough. The first thing, however broad your outlook is, that much of clarity you will get in decoding the syllabus, in reading, in interlinking the topics, to write multidimensional answers, to build that conviction, to pick up the trends in the data points they give in the prelims. So you have to be very very broad in your outlook. And second thing is, UPSC is a marathon, and you should you should have a proper planning over the course of 2 years on how to do long-term plan, short-term plan, and how to want to complete the syllabus. All these things you should develop. And third thing is, so not planning is enough. There's a saying that ideas are only good as its implementation. So if you don't implement your plans and if you're not accountable to yourself, then it doesn't matter how good your planning is. So implementation part, you should only take care of this in this UPSC journey, because nobody is coming and make you accountable for whatever things you want to do. At the end of the day, it's your journey, and we have to be accountable to ourselves. And fourth thing is uh, taking care of our personal and our people. See, for example, see, one thing is, I'll be lying that I didn't get stress or mental health problems in this UPSC journey. I think everybody will go through the tough times, and it's very important to balance your personal life with your UPSC journey, because that gives the strength. So if I look back, so even more than my efforts, my family and my friends' efforts are equally there in this UPSC journey. So they are the ones who pushed me to do it, and they are the ones who helped me in the tough times. And though they are the one who are more sad than me when I couldn't clear 2022 attempt. So it's very important to um, have personal life in this UPSC journey. Please don't take this UPSC journey as a larger than life picture. So always, only if we can maintain balance, I think it will be good enough that we'll clear this examination. So always take care of your personal things. Always take care of your health, both physical and mental health. I think both are related in a way. However, like good, we are like mentally that helps in our UPSC preparation. So don't take this examination as a larger than life picture. So do with your utmost devotion, give your 100% heart and soul, and give however attempts you want to give until and unless you feel that you did best in whatever you could do. I think that's what matters at the end of the day, whether we have given our best or not. If not, we can move on and we can do other incredible things in our life rather than just not civil services, right? There are many other good things we can do. And fifth thing is we should be very. I feel this. We should be very objective and scientific in our preparation. Uh, uh, for example, is we should always read. So how I used to do for mains is I used to read. I used to organize my preparation in a very scientific way. So I used to read a reference book. I used to refer to the previous year questions, then to see whether I'm doing it correctly or not. And all the information I used to read in terms of structures and frameworks. Every subject has some base core fundamentals in that subject. So you have to read through that fundamentals. You have to read through that frameworks. So you have to catch those frameworks. So when you do that, there's no matter of remembering something. It's always something comes out of your mind flow, the muscle memory will develop. So I give this a lot of detailing on the structures and frameworks in my Telegram channel also. Like I think Sir will share the Telegram channel ID. I made my notes on the basis of the structures and frameworks. I analyzed my syllabus through these frameworks. Analyzed my previous year questions through these frameworks. So once you do, there's no way that you can't complete the mains paper. So it's very easy, and at some point of time you'll face the issue of having so much to write, but there's little space. So I think ultimately in this your 2-3 years of journey, you'll come to this point of if you're being very scientific and objective in your preparation. So these are the like small things. Yes, and one more thing is the little things we do in a day culminates into giving cumulative result over the year. So the little things as in solving 5 to 10 questions of prelims daily, writing that one answer even if you don't want to write on that day. So writing that, waking up early and writing the 2 questions, writing the 2 answers to that mains questions. So that helps incredibly. If you look back to your 1 year of journey, if you do that thing daily, that small things, that actually impacts us a lot after a course of 1 year or 2 years. So always focus on the small things. So even if we want to conquer the mountain, right, it's just not, we won't take a leap from 0 to 1. So we always take small steps. So these small steps that matters in this journey. So that's all from my side. And again, I want to thank heartfully to Sir for being part of this journey and made my dreams come true with your mentorship. And for all my fellow young people there, all the very best in your journey. I hope everybody comes with flying colors, and wish you all the best and very good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Apurva Balpande to the stage.
Hello. First of all, thank you very much, V.V. Ronge Patil sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak over here and also being a personal mentor and guide in my journey. मी आधीपासूनच म्हणतो की माझा सगळ्यात मोठा अगर कोणाचा कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन असेल माझ्या जर्नीमध्ये फ्रॉम एन एस्पायरंट टू एन ऑफिसर, तर ते वो जो सिंगल मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट रीज़न है वो सर है, जिनकी पर्सनल मेंटरशिप और जिनकी पर्सनल गाइडेंस में मैं मतलब इतना ऑफिसर बन पाया हूँ आज. तो एंड ऑल्सो I feel very grateful to share this dais with people of such caliber such as Sai Kiran Nandalala sir and also Siddharth. So माझी जी जर्नी आहे या दोघांपेक्षा खूप वेगळी आहे. हाँ, तो मेरी जो जर्नी इन दोनों से बहुत अलग रही है. साई किरण और सिद्धार्थ जो है उन्होंने मतलब 2 अटेम्प्ट्स दिए हैं. दोनों अटेम्प्ट्स में इंटरव्यू दिए हैं और दोनों अटेम्प्ट फिर सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट में उन्होंने यूपीएससी क्लियर की है. मेरा बहुत ही अलग रहा है. मैंने अटेम्प्ट दिया, मेरी प्रीलिम्स नहीं हुई क्लियर. सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट दिया, कोविड का समय था, प्रीलिम्स हुई क्लियर, इंटरव्यू तक पहुंचा और फिर हो गया, मतलब फिर इंटरव्यू फेल हुआ मैं. और उसके बाद ऐसा है कि ये जो जर्नी है, कंपटीशन इतनी है यहाँ पे कि एक गलती करो और साल का करियर का 1 साल चले जाता है. मैंने क्या गलती की, मैं जब इंटरव्यू दिया तो ऐसा लग रहा था कि हो गया, अभी अपना सिलेक्शन हो गया है, इंटरव्यू तक पहुंच गए हैं. तो मैंने बहुत लाइटली लिया. सर मुझे बोलते थे कि तू प्रीलिम्स का पढ़. मैंने सिर्फ इंटरव्यू का पढ़ा और मस्त एंजॉय किया इंटरव्यू के बाद भी. और प्रीलिम्स के कुछ दिन पहले फिर रिज़ल्ट आया कि नहीं हुआ है और फिर हो गया. फिर तो कोई चांस ही नहीं था प्रीलिम्स निकलने का. फिर उसका अगला अटैम्प्ट आया, मेरा 4th अटैम्प्ट. उसमें मैंने बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ाई की, एकदम बहुत डेडिकेशन से पढ़ाई की. मैंने 30 मार्क्स से जीएस का कट ऑफ क्लियर किया. तो लेकिन एट द एंड क्या हुआ कि सीसेट मैंने इग्नोर किया. यहाँ पे मैंने एक गलती की, जबकि सर बोलते थे कि तेरा जीएस का हो गया है, तू सीसेट कर. तो यहाँ पे एक गलती की और मेरा फिर से 1 साल चले गया. तो फिर जब 4th अटैम्प्ट हुआ मेरा, तो बेसिकली मैं ये बोलना चाहता हूँ कि यहाँ पे एक अटेम्प्ट किया है, इवन इफ़ यू डू 1 मिस्टेक, 1 ईयर ऑफ योर करियर विल बी गॉन. एंड जैसे जैसे साल बढ़ते हैं प्रेशर बहुत आने लगता है. और जैसे मेरा 4th अटेम्प्ट हुआ, मैं तो गिव अप करने वाला था. मैंने क्लास लगाई दी थी दूसरे एग्ज़ाम्स के, नाबार्ड के वगैरह. तो ये पिछले साल की बात है, 1 साल पहले की. और मैंने सर को भी बता दिया था, मेरे साथ में जो थे जो भी ऑफिसर्स बने थे इंटरव्यू थे, उनको भी बता दिया था कि अभी मैं हो गया, अभी मैं नाबार्ड वगैरह दे रहा हूँ और बैंकिंग के वगैरह दूसरे एग्ज़ाम्स दे रहा हूँ. तो फिर सर ने बोला था कि बस एक अटेम्प्ट देते, बोले तूने एक ही मेंस दिया अब तक, तू एक मेंस में इंटरव्यू तक पहुँचा है, बस एक अटेम्प्ट दे दे. मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस पूरा नीचे गया था. तो फिर ठीक है, मैंने सोचा फिर दिल्ली चले जाता हूँ, क्योंकि दिल्ली में ऐसा लगा कि घर से थोड़ा दूर निकलना था, बहुत प्रेशर बढ़ गया था. तो सर ने बोला कि एक काम कर, पुणे आ जा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे थोड़ा पर्सनल अटेंशन रहेगा, एक गाइडेंस रहेगा. सो आई थॉट ठीक है, इट्स फाइन, सर का गाइडेंस है. तो मैं पुणे आ गया और वो मेरे लिए बेस्ट डिसीजन ऑफ माई लाइफ है, मैं बोलूँगा. क्योंकि जहाँ मैं एक कम्प्लीटली फील्ड बदलने वाला था, एक तो नाबार्ड वगैरह में जाने वाला था या फिर टिस वगैरह कॉलेज थे, या फिर मैं शिफ्ट करने वाला था एक आईटी सेक्टर में. तो कंप्लीट अलग शिफ्ट था, एक अलग जर्नी हुई रहती वो. तो लेकिन मैं यहाँ आया, मेरी प्रीलिम्स क्लियर हुई, मेंस में सर का गाइडेंस था, फिर से मतलब मेंटरशिप थी डेली. जैसे साई किरण ने बोला है कि डेली आंसर राइटिंग सेम हुआ, सेशंस हुए कि कैसे कौन से आंसर में क्या लिखना है, किस तरह की क्वेश्चंस में क्या लिखना है. एथिक्स में मुझे 79 थे, इस बार एक 120 आए हैं, तो 41 मार्क्स सिर्फ मेरे एक पेपर में इंक्रीज़ हुए हैं. तो ये सेशंस हुए, फीडबैक मिलते गया. तो फाइन ट्यूनिंग हुई बेसिकली. कैसा होता है कि पता नहीं रहता कि आंसर्स कैसे लिखने हैं. तो जब कोई हो कि बताए कि ठीक है ऐसे लिखा है, इसमें ये गलती की है, अभी ऐसे नहीं करना, अभी दूसरे इसमें और अलग लिखना. तो एवरीडे इम्प्रूवमेंट होती है और ये जो स्टेप बाय स्टेप इम्प्रूवमेंट है, उससे ही मेरा स्कोर बढ़ा है. और फाइनली मतलब मैं ऐसा था कि क्विट करने वाला था, तो फाइनली आज फाइनल सिलेक्शन हो गया है और अभी एज एन IPS आई एम स्टैंडिंग हियर. यस, सो बेसिकली माई जर्नी हैज़ बिन वेरी डिफरेंट और सो माई जर्नी हैज़ बिन दिस मच. तो अभी मैं थोड़ा इंटरेक्ट किया तो बहुत डाउट्स पूछे बहुत एस्पिरेंट्स ने कि बहुत लोग मतलब स्टार्टिंग से प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, कोई सीनियर है और उनको पता है, बस थोड़ी फाइन ट्यूनिंग की ज़रूरत है. तो मैं थोड़ा उनके डाउट्स क्लियर करना चाहूँगा. तो सबसे पहले तो मिस्टेक्स नहीं करनी है. जैसे मैंने बोला, एक मिस्टेक की 1 साल चला जाता है. अब मिस्टेक्स क्या होती है कि PYQ एनालिसिस नहीं किया अगर, तो बहुत बड़ी मिस्टेक होती है. पास्ट ईयर पेपर्स, प्रीलिम्स हो, मेंस हो, इंटरव्यू रहो, इंटरव्यू में भी ट्रांसक्रिप्ट्स होते हैं. तो तीनों स्टेज में बहुत डिटेल में हमको PYQ एनालिसिस करना है. अभी PYQ एनालिसिस मतलब क्या होता है, तो फॉर एग्जांपल प्रीलिम्स में जो पिछले साल के जो थीम्स देखने अपन को प्रीलिम्स और मेंस में कि एग्जैक्टली कहाँ से क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं. फेडरलिज्म से पॉलिटी में क्वेश्चन आता है, स्टेट सेंटर रिलेशन से क्वेश्चन आता है, गवर्नर से क्वेश्चन आते हैं. तो इस पे बहुत फोकस करना है, इस पे नोट्स बनाने हैं. एक तो खुद बनाने तो बहुत सारे टॉपर्स के अवेलेबल होते हैं, तो उनके नोट्स लो. तो उस पे फोकस करो उन एरियाज पे. फिर बाकी जो प्रीलिम्स में है, एक एलिमिनेटिव टेक्निक होती है. फॉर एग्जांपल साइंस एंड टेक फॉर एग्जांपल बताता हूँ कि अगर वहाँ पे एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, वो जनरली सही होते हैं, ऑल ऑफ द वो जनरली सही होता है. तो इस तरीके के एक UPSC का कॉमन लॉजिक है, तो उस कॉमन लॉजिक के अनुसार चलना है. फॉर एग्जांपल एनवायरनमेंट में जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस देते हैं, जनरली जो मोस्ट स्पेसिफिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होती हो या फिर जो लीस्ट पॉपुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होती हो, और जो वो जनरली राइट आंसर रहता है. जो जर्नलिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस रहते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल UNGA होता है या फिर वो कोई UNEP दे देंगे, ये जनरली गलत रहती है. ये PYQ का ट्रेंड है. नंबर्स दिए होते हो, इस बार पेपर में जितने भी नंबर्स इसमें नंबर्स आए हो, जैसे ट्रेड 3.2% ऑफ ग्लोबल, वो जनरली गलत रहता है. तो ये सब कैसे पता चलता है, ये PYQ के इन डेप्थ एनालिसिस से पता चलता है. सेम मेंस में भी करना है कि किस पैटर्न से किस इससे पढ़ना है वो. और सेकेंड जो गलती होती है कि टॉपर्स के कॉपीज एनालाइज नहीं करते हैं. इन डेप्थ टॉपर्स के कॉपीज करो, स्पेशली जो टॉप 50 में आते हैं, जो टॉप 10 में आते हैं, जैसे श्रुति शर्मा हो गई, इशिता किशोर मैम हो गई, और अभी जो AR1 रहेंगे, तो इनकी कॉपीज एकदम डिटेल में एनालाइज करनी है कि इंट्रोडक्शन में क्या लिखते हैं, ये बॉडी में क्या लिखते हैं, ये कंक्लूजन में क्या लिखते हैं. इनका एक्चुअली कंटेंट, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल विशाखा यादव एक टॉपर थी, उनको 160s में मार्क्स मिले थे एथिक्स में. अब जब इतने मार्क्स इसको मिल रहे होंगे, तो उनका डायरेक्टली अपन को उनकी कॉपी स्टाइल चेक करनी है, मतलब वो कैसे लिखते हैं, उनका कंटेंट जो है, जो कोट्स लिखते हैं बहुत बार, जैसे उन्होंने कोट्स लिखे थे कंक्लूजन में, डायरेक्ट कॉपी पेस्ट कीजिए. फॉर एग्जांपल उनकी वोकैबुलरी होती है, अगर कॉम्पैशन पे क्वेश्चन आया होगा तो वो ह्यूमनिस्टिक एटीट्यूड ऐसा लिखते हैं, वो एथिकल एटीट्यूड उसमें लिखते हैं. नेशनलिज्म में कॉम्पैशनेट नेशनलिज्म लिखते हैं. तो ये जो वोकैबुलरी होती है वो एथिक्स में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. तो ये सब कैसे पता चलेगा, ये टॉपर्स की कॉपी से ही पता चलेगा. तो उनको इन डेप्थ एनालाइज करना है टॉपर्स के कॉपीज़ को भी. तो ये हो गया, थोड़ा मिस्टेक्स का हो गया है. फिर प्रीलिम्स अभी बहुत डाइसी हो गई है कि कितने मिलेंगे कितने नहीं. ऐसा होता है कि मतलब कहाँ से क्वेश्चंस आएंगे, एक तो पैटर्न भी बदल गया, अभी पेयर्स में क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, ऑप्शंस पेयर्स में रहते हैं. तो मैं तो बस यही बोलूँगा कि जैसे अमर्त्य सेन है, नोबेल लॉरेट, उन्होंने क्या कहा था कि इंक्रीज योर कैपेबिलिटीज़. इफ़ यू इम्प्रूव योर कैपेबिलिटीज़ देन लाइक यू कैन सॉल्व एनीथिंग. तो कितना भी हार्ड आ जाए, तो आई थिंक अगर वो बेसिक्स कुछ चीज़ें कर ली प्रीलिम्स की, तो डेफिनेटली क्लियर होगा. पहले मैं हमेशा बाउंड्री पे रहता था, फेल होता था बाउंड्री पे, पास हुआ था बाउंड्री पे. फिर मैंने थोड़ा अप्रोच चेंज किया. तो जैसे कि मैंने बोला 30 मार्क्स से मैंने प्रीलिम्स क्लियर की है, पिछले बार 24 मार्क्स से प्रीलिम्स क्लियर किया, इतना मतलब हार्ड पेपर आने के बावजूद. तो 3 पिलर्स बेसिकली रहेंगे प्रीलिम्स के. एक रहेगा कि कंटेंट एकदम मास्टर करना है, जो भी कंटेंट है, और स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स पढ़ने हैं. बहुत सारे कोचिंग क्लासेस एकदम उनके पर्सनल बुक्स देते हैं, वो नहीं पढ़ना है. बहुत मैंने देखा है कि कैंडिडेट्स फिर जैसे लक्ष्मीकांत नहीं, बहुत लोगों ने नहीं पढ़ेंगे, फिर उनके जनरली पॉलिटी के सही नहीं आएंगे. तो स्पेक्ट्रम हो गया मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री के लिए, तो ऐसे स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स पढ़ने हैं. सेकंड है कि PYQ बहुत इन डेप्थ में एनालिसिस करना है, जैसे मैंने अभी बोला. और थर्ड पिलर है कि थर्ड पिलर रहेगा कि टेस्ट सीरीज देने हैं, तो विजन के टेस्ट आते हैं, डीजी के टायर्स के टेस्ट है, और ऐसे बेसिकली टेस्ट रहते हैं। तो कंटेंट, पीवाईक्यू और टेस्ट अगर ये कर लिए तो डेफिनेटली प्रीलिम्स क्लियर होगी। तो इसमें वही करना है, हार्ड वर्क भी करना है और स्मार्ट वर्क भी करना है बेसिकली। और मेंस की बात आ गई तो टेस्ट सीरीज़ मेरे हिसाब से इनफ नहीं है। टेस्ट सीरीज़ में इन जनरलिस्टिक 90 to 100 मार्क्स मैक्सिमम कैंडिडेट्स को उनको इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए रहते हैं चेकर्स को। मेरे भी दोस्त है विजन में वगैरह, तो कैसे भी आंसर्स लिखो 90 to 100 मार्क्स उनका एम है देने का। तो अच्छे भी लिखे तो भी उतने ही मिलेंगे, अच्छे नहीं लिखे तो भी उतने ही मिलने वाले हैं। बहुत रेयरली ज़्यादा देते हैं वो, बहुत अच्छे लिखे होंगे तो ही ज़्यादा देंगे, नहीं तो इंस्ट्रक्शंस मिले हैं। तो ऐसे इसमें टेस्ट सीरीज का इंपॉर्टेंस है कि टाइम मैनेजमेंट के लिए अच्छा है, लेकिन मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि पर्सनल अगर कोई चेकिंग आंसर्स की हो रही होगी ना, तो रोज़ अगर आंसर्स चेक करके आपको मिल रहे होंगे और आपको पता चल रहा होगा कॉल पे कि ऐसा ऐसा करना है, ऐसा ऐसा करना है, तो उससे असली इम्प्रूवमेंट होती है मार्क्स की। मैंने मतलब 2 ही बार मेंस दिए, दोनों बार क्लियर कर रहा हूँ। जो है डायस पे उनका भी सेम है, 2 बार उन्होंने मेंस दिए, उनके तो 2 ही अटेम्प्ट्स दिए, दोनों बार उन्होंने क्लियर किया है। तो पर्सनल आंसर राइटिंग और डेली आंसर राइटिंग ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। जैसे साई किरण सर ने भी बोला ये कि डेली आंसर राइटिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो ये हो गया मेंस का। फिर सेल्फ डाउट्स, अभी थोड़ा मैं बोलूँगा कि सेल्फ डाउट्स जैसे मैंने इंटरेक्ट किया तो सेल्फ डाउट्स बहुत आता है, स्पेशली स्टार्ट किए या फिर बीच में भी आता है। मुझे भी आया था, मैं तो क्विट करने वाला था। एक तरीके का सेल्फ डाउट रहता है कि हमसे हो पाएगा क्या, तो क्योंकि कंपटीशन रहती है। देखो 10 लाख लोग फॉर्म भरते हैं, 5 लाख लोग एग्ज़ाम देते हैं, सीट से 1000, तो डाउट्स आने ही है, इसमें कोई डाउट ही नहीं है। तो मैं ये बोलूँगा कि कंपटीशन उतनी नहीं है जितनी लगता है। मैं दिल्ली में जाके आया हूँ, उतनी कंपटीशन नहीं है। मैंने देखा है कि बहुत लोग ऐसे ही देते हैं, बहुत लोगों का अप्रोच ही गलत होता है, बहुत लोग हार्ड वर्क ही नहीं करते हैं। तो कंपटीशन लैक्स में नहीं है, कंपटीशन थाउजेंड्स में है। तो इनमें भी डेफिनेटली अगर एक बेसिक मिनिमम फाउंडेशन कर लिया है ना, तो डेफिनेटली अपन एटलीस्ट इंटरव्यू तो भी क्लियर होता है, मतलब एटलीस्ट इंटरव्यू के लिए सिलेक्ट होते हैं। एक बेसिक प्लेटफॉर्म बना लिया है तो सेल्फ डाउट्स की वजह से ऐसा लगता है कि रूरल एरियाज़ के हो गए तो कैसे करेंगे, IIT से कम्पीट कैसे करेंगे, एम्स में होते हैं, IIM में होते हैं, उनसे कम्पीट कैसे करेंगे। मैं तो एकदम कॉलेज मेरा बहुत ही, मतलब आपने उतना सुना भी नहीं होगा उसके बारे में नाम। मुझे जेईई मेंस में मुझे स्कोर भी याद नहीं है, मतलब इतने कम थे, मुझे शायद 60 से कम थे, मे बी 50s में वगैरह थे मुझे। तो और मैथ्स में इतने कम थे कि मैं बता भी नहीं सकता स्टेज पे। तो ऐसा है, इतने कम मार्क्स किसी ने सोचा भी नहीं था मेरे फैमिली में कि मम्मी पापा और एकदम जो मेरी दीदी और ग्रैंड मदर है, इनको छोड़ के किसी ने भी नहीं सोचा था कि ये बनेगा, क्योंकि मुझे इतने कम मार्क्स थे। एकेडमिकली मैं कभी स्ट्रांग नहीं रहा हूँ। तो मैं ये बस इसीलिए बता रहा हूँ कि सेल्फ डाउट्स आते हैं, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि एसएस में अगर मैं कर सकता हूँ तो डेफिनेटली कोई भी कर सकता है। तो सेल्फ डाउट्स मत आने दीजिए। इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू साई किरण इज़ देयर, कि जो एक हम्बल बैकग्राउंड से आने के बाद भी जॉब करते करते अगर कोई AI-27 बन सकता है, तो डेफिनेटली मुझे लगता है कि उस पाथ पे चले तो डेफिनेटली आप भी डेफिनेटली क्लियर कर सकते हो। और बस मैं ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगा। स्ट्रैटेजी में मैं बस 2 चीज़ें बोलूँगा। एक तो नोट्स मेकिंग मेरे हिसाब से ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि आपको फिर एंड में आपको कंसाइज इसमें लिखना भी पड़ेगा, तो फास्ट रिविजन्स करने पड़ेंगे, तो नोट्स मेकिंग इंपॉर्टेंट है। और एक मैं न्यूज़पेपर का थोड़ा बताऊँगा कि न्यूज़पेपर पढ़िए अभी। पहले बहुत बोलते कि मत पढ़ो, मतलब मैंने बहुत इससे सुना है कि मेरा रिकमेंडेशन है कि पढ़िए, क्योंकि एक तो प्रीलिम्स में आप देखोगे तो अभी प्रीलिम्स थोड़ा नेचर चेंज हो गया है, और वो बहुत ऐसे इसका बता रहे हैं, पूछ रहे हैं कि जो रेगुलरली न्यूज़पेपर्स में आता है। फॉर एग्जांपल ट्रेंड आता है कि अभी कोविड हुआ था तो उसके बाद बैंक्स ने बहुत रेट्स बढ़ा लिए थे फिर, मतलब तो वो न्यूज़पेपर में आया था और कंटिन्यूस आया था, और उसका क्वेश्चन भी आया था। सिमिलरली जो कूप्स आए हैं, सोमालिया में हुआ था और बहुत सारे कंट्रीज़ में हुआ था, तो वो कूप्स का क्वेश्चन डायरेक्टली न्यूज़पेपर से आया था। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस थे जो आप डायरेक्टली न्यूज़पेपर से प्रीलिम्स में दे सकते हो। और मेंस का ऐसा है कि इन मेंस वैल्यू एडिशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, और उतने में कंटेंट बेसिकली बहुत लोगों का सेम ही रहेगा। बहुत टॉप जो आप लिखोगे तो उसमें से हट के कैसे दिखने अपने आंसर्स, तो एक होता है वैल्यू एडिशन, उसमें भी डेटा सब लिखने वाले हैं, उसमें कमिटीज़ के नाम सब लिखने वाले हैं। तो फ़र्क कहाँ आएगा? फ़र्क आएगा कि करंट अफेयर्स के जो एग्जाम्पल्स रहेंगे, तो आपको जितने भी कीवर्ड्स रहेंगे ना अपने सिलेबस में, हर एक इसमें करंट अफेयर्स के एग्जाम्पल्स हर एक इसमें मिलेंगे, और इतने भर भर के मिलेंगे। फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्टेट सेंटर रिलेशंस है, तो जैसे कि अभी बहुत चल रहा है, गवर्नेंस के बहुत इश्यूज आ रहे हैं, चाहे वो वेस्ट बंगाल रहो या फिर केरला रहो। तो महाराष्ट्र में भी इश्यूज आए थे पिछले गवर्नमेंट में, तो ऐसे इश्यूज गवर्नमेंट के वो डायरेक्टली अपन लिख सकते हैं। अभी महाराष्ट्र में लोकल बॉडीज़ के इलेक्शंस नहीं हुए, 2 साल हो गए, तो डायरेक्ट एग्जाम्पल मेंस में लिख देना पॉलिटी में कि सिंस लास्ट 2 years इलेक्शंस ऑफ लोकसभा हैव नॉट हैपेंड इन महाराष्ट्र। अगर पंचायती राज पे क्वेश्चंस आए तो, और आता ही है, PYQ अपने एनालिसिस किया होगा तो आता ही है, तो ऐसे एग्जाम्पल्स डायरेक्टली लिख लेना। जैसे कास्ट पे या फिर एथनिसिटी पे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, पिछले मेंस में आया था, तो उधर डायरेक्टली लिख लेना कि जैसे एक आया था कि फॉर एग्जांपल कालियम्मन टेम्पल है तमिलनाडु में, वहाँ लोअर कास्ट को एंट्री नहीं थी, तो वहाँ बहुत प्रोटेस्ट हुए थे। ये एग्जांपल आपने डायरेक्टली लिखा एज एन एग्जांपल, तो चेकर को बहुत अच्छा लगेगा देखने में कि इसने अप टू डेट है, इसके एग्जांपल्स बाकियों से अलग है, तो डेफिनेटली आपको हर क्वेश्चन में अच्छे मार्क्स एडिशनल मिलेंगे मार्क्स। सिमिलरली राइट्स होते, अभी कम्युनल राइट्स पे क्वेश्चन है, एक मैप बना दिया और बहुत सारे राइट्स होते, कोल्हापुर में हुआ था, हरियाणा में नह में हुआ था, और उत्तर प्रदेश में भी हुए थे। तो ये न्यूज़पेपर में आए थे, एक मैप बना लिया, वहाँ पे लिखे थे यहाँ राइट्स हुए हैं, तो डायरेक्टली चेकर बहुत इंप्रेस होगा, आपको बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स देगा वो, क्योंकि आपके जो आंसर्स है एकदम स्टैंड आउट होकर दिखेंगे। तो ये बेसिकली चीज़ें रहेगी जिससे आपके आंसर्स बहुत इंप्रूव हो गए, आपको वैल्यू एडिशन के बहुत मार्क्स मिलेंगे। तो फ्रॉम माय साइड इतना ही है, और आपके जो भी डाउट्स रहेंगे वो तो डेफिनेटली क्लियर करेंगे। सो थैंक यू एंड ऑल द बेस्ट सबको। आई होप कि बहुत लोग मेरे दोस्त भी हैं और अच्छे से जानता हूँ मैं, तो आई होप कि मेरे ऐसे कि सब लोग हो जाए क्लियर। सो थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. It is now time to hear from the visionary behind the success of many UPSC aspirants, the driving force who has been guiding students. We are honored to have with us Mr. V.V. Ronge Patil, the esteemed director of DigiGate IAS.
सबसे पहले तो सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि बारिश होने के बावजूद भी आप सब लोग आए, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सबका। ठीक है, एंड थैंक यू साई किरण, यू केम ऑल द वे फ्रॉम हैदराबाद टू पुणे to attend the session, and thank you Apurva, you also came from Nagpur. It's also quite a distant place, and thank you Siddharth, he also came from Ahmednagar. यूपीएससी स्ट्रैटेजी के बारे में और गाइडेंस के बारे में अभी साई किरण ने भी और अपूर्व ने भी काफ़ी बातें की है, तो आई होप कि मैं अभी ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लूँगा इसके बारे में, बट कुछ चीज़ें मैं आपको यहाँ पे बताना चाहूँगा कि डिफरेंस कहाँ आता है। डिफरेंस कि कुछ कैंडिडेट्स हैं जिनका क्लियर होता है और कुछ कैंडिडेट्स हैं जिनका क्लियर नहीं होता है। ठीक है, तो एक कुछ डिफरेंसेस है, मैं उस पर थोड़ा सा हाईलाइट करना चाहूँगा। सबसे पहला डिफरेंस है जो कल साई किरण ने ऑनलाइन सेशन लिया था हमने, उसमें साई किरण ने कहा था उसके बारे में जो बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, वो मतलब कि आपको सबसे पहले तो आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा कि इस एग्ज़ाम की डिमांड क्या है, इस एग्ज़ाम की डिमांड क्या है। अब इस बात को समझना इतना इम्पोर्टेंट क्यों है। देखो, कोई भी अगर आप घर बनाना चाहते हो, अगर आपको यही पता नहीं है कि घर कैसे बनाना है तो डिज़ाइन कैसे आएगा। अगर प्लान ही नहीं है आपके दिमाग में, आपको पता ही नहीं है कि एक घर को कैसे बनाया जाता है, कोई बिल्डिंग को कैसे बनाया जाता है, नहीं बनेगा वो ठीक से। करेक्ट। सेम तरीके से यहाँ पे भी यूपीएससी में कि एग्जैक्टली प्रीलिम्स को क्या करना चाहिए, क्या करने से ही प्रीलिम्स क्लियर होगा, मेंस व्हाट नीड्स टू बी डन फॉर द मेंस एंड व्हाट इज़ द डिमांड ऑफ यूपीएससी फॉर द मेंस। इंटरव्यू के लिए भी सेम है कि यूपीएससी की डिमांड क्या है इंटरव्यू में। तीनों स्टेज आपको अच्छे से समझने की ज़रूरत है। जैसे साई किरण ने कल कहा था सेशन में, ऑनलाइन सेशन हमने लिया था कि 2 से 3 महीने जो शुरुआती के जो 2 से 3 महीने थे प्रिपरेशन के, ही स्पेंट ऑन लर्निंग हाउ टू लर्न कि लर्न करना है, लेकिन जो लर्न करना है उसको कैसे लर्न करना है। तो बेसिकली इस एग्ज़ाम की जो डिमांड है उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग पे फोकस दिया था। फर्स्ट थिंग, अंडरस्टैंडिंग द डिमांड कि करना क्या है आपको समझना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। सेकेंड चीज़, जब आपको ये पता चला है कि करना क्या है, देन कंसिस्टेंसी इज़ अनदर इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग कि जैसे बीच में अप्स आएंगे, डाउन्स आएंगे, कुछ समय ऐसा फील होगा कि यस आई हैव बिकम द IAS ऑफिसर, कुछ समय से लगेगा, और कुछ दूसरे समय ऐसे लगेगा कि नो आई कैन नॉट डू इट। लेकिन आपको कंसिस्टेंट रहना इज़ एक्सट्रीमली इम्पॉर्टेंट। थर्ड थिंग, आपको इफ़िशियंसी के साथ पढ़ाई करनी है। इफ़िशियंसी इन द सेंस कि कल मेरी एग्ज़ाम है, जैसे हम पढ़ते हैं कि जब जैसे कल अगर एग्ज़ाम है तो आज के दिन जो मेरी इफ़िशियंसी रहती है उस इफ़िशियंसी के साथ आपको पढ़ना है हर एक दिन, और साल भर 2 साल जितने साल आप पढ़ रहे हो पूरा टाइम आपको उसी इफ़िशियंसी के साथ पढ़ना है। कंसिस्टेंसी एंड इफ़िशियंसी, ऑलराइट। एंड फोर्थ इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग आई विल से इट्स गाइडेंस। विदाउट गाइडेंस दिस UPSC जर्नी कैन नॉट बी कंप्लीटेड। माइंड माई वर्ड्स, कोई भी अगर आप जंगल में, जैसे साई किरण ने कहा था कि UPSC इज़ लाइक अ बिग ओशन, तो आप ओशन में जाओगे लेकिन जाना किस डायरेक्शन में है तो वो आपको कैसे पता चलेगा? तो वो कोई अगर बताने वाला है तभी आप जा सकते हो किस डायरेक्शन में जाना है। और ये कंपटीशन है, ये कंपटीशन में आपको बाकी लोगों से बेस्ट आपको रखना है। तो ये बेस्ट की डेफिनेशन क्या है, तो ये आपको समझना इंपॉर्टेंट है कि बेस्ट मतलब क्या। कुछ लोगों को लक्ष्मीकांत का 20% करके लगता है कि आई एम डन लक्ष्मीकांत, कुछ लोगों को 40% 50% करके लगता है कि आई एम द मास्टर ऑफ लक्ष्मीकांत, और कुछ को 80% करके लगता है कि आई एम द पंडित ऑफ लक्ष्मीकांत। लेकिन यहाँ पे डिमांड ये है कि आपको 100% लक्ष्मीकांत आना चाहिए। समझ रहे इस बात को? आपको 100% लक्ष्मीकांत आना चाहिए। तो कुछ लोगों को जो अपना खुद का जो बेस्ट है वो बेस्ट UPSC के बेस्ट से मैच नहीं होगा। कंपटीशन की डिमांड है कि आपको 100% आना चाहिए। तो ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं, आपको इस समझने की ज़रूरत है हर एक स्टेज में, हर एक पेपर में, ठीक है, हर एक टॉपिक में। जैसे UPSC मेंस में भी सेम है, हर एक टॉपिक के ऊपर। जैसे अभी अगर अपूर्व के कुछ आंसर्स मैं बोलूँगा कि अपूर्व ने जैसे कहा कि 120+ मार्क्स मिले हैं इथिक्स में, तो आंसर्स कुछ जो है जैसे साई किरण के है आंसर्स, उसी समय जब साई किरण आंसर लिख रहा था उसी समय मैं आई यूज टू टेल अदर पीपल, अदर स्टूडेंट्स कि देखो ही इज़ वर्किंग एंड ही इज़ राइटिंग द एक्सलेंट आंसर्स। उसी समय बोल रहा था मैं, एंड ही विल डेफिनेटली बी इन टॉप 100। मैंने बहुत लोगों को बोला भी था, ये सब पूरा आई हैड टोल्ड यू, यस। तो इतना कॉन्फिडेंस मुझे वो आंसर्स देख के आ रहा था। तो ही अंडरस्टूड व्हाट नीड्स टू बी रिटन, अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग। फर्स्ट ही अंडरस्टूड एंड ही वर्कड ऑन इट। तो ऐसे ही हमें करना पड़ता है कि एग्जैक्टली अंडरस्टैंड करना पड़ता है कि क्या करना है, एंड देन उसके ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ती है। और जब हम मेहनत करते हैं तो फल रिजल्ट 100% आ ही जाता है। इस बात को आपको अंडरस्टैंड करना है, ऑल राइट। So that's it from my side. Thank you very much for coming all the way, and in spite of such huge difficulties of rain, thank you.
As we come to the close of this memorable event, if anybody has any questions, you can please ask.
Sir, what was your revision techniques? Like in मतलब कितने दिन बाद आप रिवीजन करते थे? अगर आज पढ़ लिया तो पहली बार आज पढ़ लिया, समझ लिया, तो उसके मतलब कितने दिन बाद आप रिवीजन करते थे उसका?
Yeah, so I think revision is very, very important thing. So how I used to do is, so whenever I read something today. So generally, like tomorrow morning, like before going to office, I used to spend 10-15 minutes just to actively revise what I read. So this is the first thing. And second thing is, so if you have like 1 week, right? So Sunday, I generally I don't read anything new. So sometimes I read anything new, but so Sunday is devoted to what I read over the last 6 days and to comprehend everything, just to internalize again. So this is the second step. So this is how I used to do. And इसके बाद so generally I used to have some targets like 15 days or 3 weeks में 1 month में complete करना है. So ये complete होने के बाद again final revision. So it's just like see if we own like so there should be a closure in your preparation. So daily revision and after में एक बार what we read in that week, and whenever we are jumping into new subject also, right, again we have to revise. So this is our when we are preparing like just like lot of time before examinations. So when we are first preparing, and during prelims and mains is like you revise until you get confidence and that conviction over the subject. So it may be 2 or 3 times for one subject, it may be more than that for another subject. So it entirely depends on how much understanding you have on a particular subject. So that was my strategy.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how you maintain like phone and other things like the distractions or study?
Okay, see, so I think for initial 1.5-2 years, I was out of like social media. I didn't used to have much of distractions. So I think it's very important because shouldn't bombard your mind with so many things, a fast consumption of information. I think that is because it will limit your concentration thing. It will limit you to grasp any new information. So वो तो like you have to completely avoid. So I would say like you can take a break from social media, and sometimes after my like during second attempt I didn't take break from social media, but it's so you should get a control over yourself that you should do whatever you want to do in a particular time. So when you have free time you can go back again. And third thing is I used to read something digitally, but I used to read something digitally in my laptop, not on my phone. And I prefer reading in books also. So if you read in phone, a lot of time distractions will happen because you'll get some notification. The other thing is turn off your notification from all applications because like any time new notification comes, I think that will distract you more.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir. So my question is, I gave the mains this year. So the thing that happened with me is that whenever I used to give the mocks, I used to complete the paper. The marks were coming good, but that exam temperament didn't happen. In the exams, I couldn't complete the paper. So I just wanted to ask, in your 2 attempts, what was the difference that you thought that made that you could get such good marks in the second attempt rather than the first?
So one thing is actually I wrote more mock test in 2022 attempt compared to 2023. 2023 I wrote only 1 mock for each GS. So इसके अलावा I didn't do marks, full length marks. But what I work for me is first thing is brainstorming of previous year questions. I took all the questions from 2014-15 to 2020-22, all the subjects, GS to optional also. I didn't write a perfect answer, but I used to take a white paper and I used to brainstorm all the previous year questions. So that gives you a direction, that gives you a demand. That is the first thing. See, second thing is completing a paper. It's not about how fast you write. It's about how fast you think. Because completing 3 hours mein like your mind stops. So because of that your pen stops. So brainstorming helps you a lot in completing the paper, and rather than giving one extra test like some institute mark, you focus on previous year questions. Because the demand, the direction, and how your mind thinks, you can tune according to previous year question. Because see, one thing I observed is many institutes gives lot of questions in mains from direct from current affairs without relevant to the some static syllabus. But UPSC में कैसे नहीं होगा? Like I say, like they won't give. They always link it to the static syllabus. And if you see the trend, the direct questions from current affairs are decreasing. They're going in a more conceptual, fundamental way. If you take GS2, it's more conceptual way. So that's why go in tune with the previous year question. Second thing is daily answer writing. That is very important. So first attempt में 2022 I wrote 2 or 3 mock tests for each subject. Still in final examination I couldn't finish some of the papers. In 2023 I wrote daily answer writing. I do brainstorming. So the daily answer writing it will improve your fast, and you have to. I used to write 3-5 questions some days. So that kind of helped me, both of them, in completing the paper. Yeah, and so you can practice in such a way that so. 2022, I couldn't finish many papers. Almost all the GS papers I couldn't finish. So this time I took it as a challenge to brainstorm more and more, and completed all the papers before 3-4 minutes, even ethics. So it comes with practice. So like brainstorming and daily answer writing, I think it can be done with that.
गुड इवनिंग सर। सर मैंने अभी हाल ही में अभी स्टार्टिंग की सर प्रिपरेशन, तो मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँ स्टार्टिंग में क्या करने का सर, मतलब NCERT पढ़नी है कि नहीं, और जो बोलते जो न्यूज़पेपर है वो रोज़ पढ़ने का, क्या सिर्फ मंथली में एक दिन पढ़ने का वैसा, और आंसर राइटिंग कब से शुरू करने की सर?
Okay, yeah, I think 3 questions, right? One is newspaper, answer writing, and
स्टार्टिंग का क्या क्या करना है सर? NCERT पढ़ने की नहीं, स्टार्टिंग अभी स्टार्टिंग कर रहा हूँ मैं फिलहाल।
okay. So first thing is starting. How I started is, see, for example, starting में first 2 महीने like I did research for what to do for this examination. So पहले like you should do in and out, know everything about the UPSC journey. पहले से क्या करना है, क्या works and what works or what doesn't work. And you can start with basic NCERT books for each subject. So economica like 9th, 10th and +1 +2 का है. And polity you can take Lakshmikant, and you can take that constitution book wala like NCERTs. So you can start with NCERTs, but you always start in tandem with previous year questions. See, for example, जब you read a Lakshmikant, so pick a topic. So let's say you took federalism topic. So you take that topic, you read it completely, एक बार, 2 बार, 3 times. Then see the previous year questions, both prelims and mains. See both the previous year questions. See from what you have read whether you are able to understand the questions. See, first thing is understanding the question itself very difficult in your starting of the preparation. So पहले देखो like whether you are able to understand the question or not. So after understanding the question, whether you are able to mark prelims answers correctly, whether you are able to write few points related to the federalism. So that's how you start. So इसके बाद you build on that. So when you always, it's like I would say it's a feedback loop approach. पढ़ो, previous year question देखो, improve करो. So it's always that cycle. You can't go in a straight line. You have to improve and go on. And second thing is newspaper reading. Yeah, so I think newspaper reading पहले से पढ़ना it's overwhelming. So I didn't used to understand even 20% of the newspaper when I started. So I think everybody faces the same problem. So पहले I took help of this back in my preparation. This Byju's newspaper analysis or some institute newspaper analysis comes. I think 40-45 minutes का videos. I took help from that. पहले 3-4 months. So because I don't know what to read, क्या करना है, कैसे पढ़ना है, कैसे analyze करना है, कभी नहीं होता. So I used to take help from that. So after first 2-3 months, इसके बाद I used to read on my own. And second thing is you should always link newspaper article with your syllabus, main syllabus. I think that helps you get a lot of clarity, and so it will help to grasp easily whatever the news article, and you can relate it to your static syllabus, because current affairs कभी भी isolation में नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए. You should always link it to your core syllabus, fundamental syllabus. So that is the important thing. So for that, what I did in the initial stages, you take print of all the main syllabus, stick it to your wall. So daily when you wake up, see it for like 1-2 months, 3 months until you internalize it. So when you read some article, you can always relate to some topic in your syllabus. So this is the second thing. And third question is answer writing. I don't think so that answer writing पहले दिन से करना है. So I don't believe in that myth. So you see same thing as your preparation strategy. एक बार एक topic पढ़ो like federalism topic. इसके बाद एक बार 2-3 बार पढ़ लो. If you want to make notes, and start with previous year questions. Like pick up 2-3 questions from federalism topic of the mains. इसका demand understand करो. Answer, the fundamental thing in answer writing is understanding the demand. The content matters only after you get context. So पहले demand address understand करना is very important, crucial thing. So start with previous year questions. So when you read some particular topic, write answers to that particular topic. Don't take some pick random questions from random institute and write. So it doesn't work because you won't be having the content and you lose the confidence. So always write for the questions what you have read from previous year questions. So yeah, this is the thing.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. Sir, what was your daily routine during your managing your professional life and the UPSC journey?
Yeah, so daily routine, if I quantify it, I don't used to get equal number of hours every day. So that goes on changing. So in a way that I doesn't have any fixed routine. But I used to devote time in the evenings most of the times. So that is the one thing. And second thing, I used to read current affairs and I used to read some digital notes while I take breaks in work and all. So that's how I used to do. So the daily routine comes in making me accountable to the targets I set. So like 2 हफ्ते में ये करना है. So it doesn't matter when I read, but 2 हफ्ते में ये करना है. So I used to take whatever time I get and I used to complete it. That's how I used to do.
हेलो सर, न्यूज़पेपर करंट अफेयर्स के लिए सफिशेंट है या मैगजीन क्लासेस के? और उनका रिवीजन मतलब करते थे तो मतलब ज़्यादा हेवी जब हो जाता है रिवीजन के लिए?
See, newspapers like current affairs magazine are always a supplement to your newspaper reading. So your fundamental, it doesn't matter. See, no coaching institute can beat what the current affairs are given by UPSC. It always comes from your newspaper reading only. So what I used to do general, I used to read newspaper like religiously. And second thing is monthly magazine. I used to read Vision monthly magazine, but I didn't used to read that I have to learn so much from it. So it's just like a revision. I had to scroll it. I never read current affairs magazine with lot of like religious effort, with lot of effort. So always newspapers are my fundamental thing. That's how I saw. I think if something other works, I think you can use that strategy. But for me, newspaper are the ultimate thing. And like जब prelims mains के time PT 365 means 365 use Sunya IAS current affairs also just as a final revision. But वो journey होता है ना 1 साल का, इसका like fundamental is newspaper only.
Good evening, sir.
Good
How to select the optional subject for beginners? On which point of basis?
Yeah. So to select the optional, right? I have some like 5 like some decision pointers which I used. So पहले whether see whether your graduation subject has any optional given by UPSC, and if you like and if you're strong in the UPSC, you can go for it. This is the first thing. And second thing is resource availability, and not all the optionals in UPSC has same resources available. And third thing is the marks trend in the previous 3 to 4 years, because so sometimes UPSC like cuts marks in some, the marking system changes, the toughness of the paper changes and everything. So you have to see the marks trend. Fourth thing is your interest in the subject. So at the end of the day, you have to read a lot and you have to put a lot of effort for in that optional. So your interest matters, and if you're not interested enough, you can't put that hard work. And fifth thing is overlap with the GS subjects. So this decision I took because so for my sociology, so GS1 का society overlap है, and ethics में भी काम करते हैं, essay में भी थोड़ा perspective आता है sociology से. So based on these 5 parameters, I think conventionally sociology has bad reputation of being stuck in the band of 230 to 250. But still I took a risk because of like some my interest and all these things. So my optional is sociology, by the way. Yes. So these are the 5 pointers, 5 decision pointers I took. Maybe you can use these 5 decision pointers to take your own decision.
Sir, what was your sociology optional strategy, like books you referred and test series you joined?
So, first thing is basic resource book is Essential Sociology by Nitin Sangwan. I think you might know that. And with that, I read Dati Reddy ma'am. She is a IAS now. Her notes are Evernote notes are very good. So I use that. And third thing is Tushar Anshu sir notes also. So मेरा basic resource है like Nitin Sangwan sir notes plus Dati Reddy ma'am notes. So ये दोनों like I used to read them and I used to make my own notes. So this is my when I completed the syllabus, that too before 2022 prelims, that 4-5 महीने. इसके बाद during that time only I used to write answer writing for optional, like daily answer writing. I took in IAS Gurukul. So daily answer writing plus इसके बाद I wrote full length test also before 2022 prelims also. So this is my initial strategy. And after 2020 after prelims के बाद before for 2022 mains, I took test series in Vision IAS for sociology, and I think attending the classes of discussion classes for the test series also helped me. So these all gives you sociological perspective, because after you read the content, after you good enough with the content, you have to make your answers more and more sociological. So this is the initial approach. I thought I did enough, but my marks were 240. So that means I completed the paper for sociology. That means my answers were generic. I'm losing that final sociological touch in my answers. So what I did for this 2023, I think this helps a lot in any humanities optional. See, first thing is questions get repeated in optionals. So same approach, take all the previous year questions from 2013 to 2022. I brainstormed everything this time. I didn't leave any single question according to the syllabus. And I brought one previous year question book, answer booklet also. So I used to brainstorm first, and used to see the answers there. And whatever the new sociological perspective I get, I used to take and write in my notes. So first thing. So from that, I got a lot of new sociological perspectives, new thinker names, new vocabulary. It matters for optionals. You have to be, it matters for optional. It matters that for a fact that subject vocabulary you have to maintain in every subject. So that gives you little edge, and especially in humanities. So these are the things I did. Yeah, and second thing is, see, you should do some things like you have to make your introductions, conclusions ready-made, and do that in terms of subject language, like definitions. In 2022 attempt, I went like, see, definitions हमारे वर्ड से में लिखेंगे because meaning तो same है ना. I went with that approach. But no, it won't work. So you have to put that hard work. Sometimes you have to remember those things. So I wrote all the like potential introduction, conclusions, and memorized it. So you have to do some dirty work here. And same like again, like understanding the demand itself in humanities optionals is very important. So you have to make sure to do that. And fourth thing is, choosing right questions also are important, because UPSC gives you a choice to choose questions in optional. So you have to balance that. Sometimes it will be like that you'll be knowing some questions correctly, some questions to a large extent and not. So spend a solid 4 to 5 minutes in the initial times only to choose correct questions. Yeah, and these are things. Fifth thing is, I made my own notes. I refined my notes from 2022 to 2023. So I refined my notes thoroughly, made it exam specific oriented. I think you can check my Telegram channel. I made a very comprehensive notes for optional. I think it will kind of help you.
Hello, sir. I want to ask all of you three for what should be the strategy for next 25 days. Now prelims is close to 25-26 days. So what should be the strategy, and what should be the temperament till the 25 days? Yeah. Because we studied for a year. I failed in last prelims. I studied very hard last time. Apuran, we are studying in the same library, but he makes it. We failed in very बहुत hardly failed हुआ मैं. सीसैट भी बहुत मतलब डाइसी था लास्ट टाइम, टेम्परामेंट भी मतलब GS1 में भी अच्छा करने के बाद भी मैं मतलब सीसैट में फेल हो गया। तो फिर अभी 25 डेज में क्या ऐसा अलग अलग मतलब व्हाट शुड बी द टेम्परामेंट बिल्डिंग प्रोसेस फॉर द नेक्स्ट 25 डेज?
सबसे पहले तो ऐसा रहेगा कि अभी मेंटेलिटी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो गई है। जिस तरीके की प्रीलिम्स आई है पिछले साल से, तो पिछले साल एक्चुअली एक तो शॉक था कि एकदम पैटर्न ही चेंज हो गया था। तो उस वक्त एकदम कूल रखना खुद को उस टाइम पे, वो सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट था। और अभी जो 25 डेज है, तो एक तो पॉजिटिविटी भरना चाहिए खुद में कि कॉन्स्टेंटली खुद को रिमाइंड करना चाहिए कि अगर अच्छा जाएगा अच्छा जाएगा, क्योंकि एक पॉजिटिव अप्रोच बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। स्पेशली जो ऑप्शंस जहाँ पे 50-50 वगैरह रहता है ना, तो वहाँ पे अगर पॉजिटिव ऐसा कॉन्फिडेंट रहे अपन, तो 50-50 का जो कन्वर्जन रेट रहता है 100% में, तो वहाँ वहाँ उसके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। सेकेंडली जो स्टैटिक है उसको बहुत अच्छे से रिवाइज करो। पॉलिटी हो गया, जो हाई यील्डिंग सब्जेक्ट्स है, पॉलिटी, इकोनॉमिक्स और साइंस एंड टेक हो गया, और अभी एनवायरनमेंट हो गया, और मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री वगैरह जो हो गया है, ये हाई इसमें से आते ही है 100% आने वाले क्वेश्चंस। तो इसको मल्टीपल टाइम्स रिवाइज करो। अगर इसका बहुत अच्छे से हो गया होगा रिवीजन, तो फिर करंट पे थोड़ा फोकस कर सकते हो। लेकिन मेरा जो था, मैं स्टैटिक पे ज़्यादा फोकस लेता था। और जो करंट में जो मेजर इवेंट्स चल रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल इजराइल पैलेस्टाइन वॉर चल रहा है, तो यहाँ पे अभी पिछले 2 साल से क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं कि अफगानिस्तान के बॉर्डरिंग कंट्रीज, यूक्रेन की बॉर्डरिंग कंट्रीज पे क्वेश्चन है। तो इस बार इजराइल पैलेस्टाइन के एरिया पे आ सकता है क्वेश्चन, उसकी जियोग्राफी पे। वो गल्फ रीजन हो गया, तो नेबरिंग कंट्रीज हो गई, तो वो रीजन एकदम अच्छे से करना है। और उसके बाद फॉर एग्जांपल जेनेवा कन्वेंशंस हो गया, क्योंकि वॉर चल रहा है, तो इलेक्शंस हुए, तो रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल्स एक्ट पे हो सकता है, मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट पे क्वेश्चन आ सकता है। मेंस में तो आएगा ही, प्रीलिम्स में भी बहुत अच्छे चांसेस है आने के। तो ये सब यही करना है, रिवाइज, पीवाईक्यू रोज ही करो, आधा घंटा तो भी करो, एटलीस्ट रोज करो। और टेस्ट फैमिलियराइज होने के लिए टेस्ट दे दो। ये बस 3 चीज़ें करनी है, और अच्छा टाइट शेड्यूल बना के एकदम डू और डाई तरीके से, क्योंकि सिर्फ 25 डेज बचे। तो मेरी तरफ से तो ये रहेगा, और पॉजिटिव अप्रोच बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए।
I think almost similar to what Apu told, but like yeah, I used to do the same. See, first thing is so I don't generally read anything new in the last 20-25 days. So वही हम पढ़ा है पिछले साल से, like you should revise it more and more times, especially other static subjects. So one thing is revise and more. And second thing is similarly previous year questions. So not just from a question and answer type, but spend at least 5 to 6 minutes on each question to understand what was the thought process behind the people who said that question. So you should understand their thought process, how they are designing a question, how they are designing the options, and with what thought process and with what mentality we can arrive at a solution. So spend a lot of time in this analyzing in this way. So I think this is very important, because so you should be like, now you'll be in the shoes of the question examination setter. So thoda like hamara it will get easy. So if you do that and read that information related to that options they give also. So see what can be correct, what not be correct, and like go deeper and deeper analysis into the previous year question. That helps. And and third thing is simulate yourself like in a final examination. So for example, if there is any free mock test, like they do like all India mock test kind of thing, go and write like subah, like morning mein GS1 and GS2 with in that exact timings 9 to 11 I think, and 2 to like 4. Simulate that exact time, because our mind works differently in different sets of time. So this is third thing. And fourth thing is maintain very good routine. That matters a lot, because a lot of questions can be solved with a good attention span. So if you think clearly, many questions, like see, if we just do 4 or 5 more questions correctly, that means 10 to like 10 plus 0.6 is for every incorrect thing. So like 13 marks around. So maintain that good routine. Like do regular exercise, I would say. Wake up early and maintain that good routine in the next 20-25 days. I think that is one of the most underrated thing in this program. Don't take stress. So give with like give your heart out, but don't take stress. Like detach yourself from the prelims result, and so if I think that kind of works. You don't think what could happen. Think with a go with a good frame of mind, and take one question at a time. Don't think that you're not getting many questions right. If you find previous question tough or not, doesn't matter. Take that one particular question at your time. So practice this when you're doing mock test. Like give maybe like however 4 5 in little, like if I'm in your place, I will give maybe 3 4 4 5 full length mock test, 3 4 full length mock test here. So practice this approach. Practice this mock test in the exact time where UPSC gives this examination. I think that's what I would do.
So I would like to just add new points. As of now, you can do the analysis of the mock test that you have gave. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. You need to do the SWOT analysis of the mock papers. Like if you are doing the sectional papers, then there must be some topics like polity or economy. You must be in the strong zones in that topics. So you need to solve, if you are in a 50-50, then you can solve the polity and economy questions mostly, first of all. And in the final examination, every candidate is going to get 30 to 40 questions max in their first round. If you are following the toppers like Mandar Patki or Yogesh Patil, then they are talking about this only. And there is some Google Sheets of Mandar Patki sir already on his Telegram channel, how he did the analysis of his mock papers. Then you can follow that also. Thank you, sir.
I want to ask one question to Sai Kiran sir. I am also working professional in IT. I find it difficult how to manage the time. Sometimes what happened, we have a pressure of work to we have to complete the work because the manager asks us to complete the particular task. So someday we can study and someday we cannot. So how you manage the time, and particularly in what times when you do the study while working? That thing I want to.
Yeah, I think I agree that it's literally very, very difficult to manage both of them. I could conquer with that. So, see, first thing is, I would always say rather than like it depends on how we study. That matters a lot. First thing is to answer your question. I used to read mostly in the night times. So what I used to do is night times I used to come and I read. I generally don't used to read in the mornings. So once I wake up, I used to take my work. I used to do the work and like finish it off. Come to home and read whatever you want to read. So that's the first thing. And second thing is you have to optimize your time in a like more scientific and objective way. For example, what I did, I think maybe you can take something from out of it. I took a paper and I used to wrote my entire routine, that what I do in a day, and where can I minimize it. So you have to minimize all the external obligations. For example, so generally I used to like waste a lot of time on few things. So I optimized those things. So you have to design your timetable to what works for you, and eliminating small things that will come only when you sit and thought in a write it. So this is the second thing I did. And third thing I did is, see, for example, how I saw this preparation is I never sat in one place and read for this UPSC preparation. So how I used to do. So I thought like I will read particular topic in a particular day. So I used to read it. I used to syllabus decode karke, like what are the main fundamental things. I used to think and I used to read some specific book. And so when I used to travel also, when I used to go walking also, I used to read about the topic. I used to think about the topic. like I used to read some fundamental book like PDF mein. I used to read. So whenever I get some time, so it's not like it's not like there is a particular reference book for me. But there is a particular topic I want to finish. I want to understand that particular topic. So this is how my thought process. So it's not reading from a particular book, reading at some place. I take a particular topic and understand that particular topic. So it doesn't matter where I am. So wherever I used to get time, I used to understand the particular topic. So this was slight change in thought process. I think it will work because there's no obligation for you to come home and only read. So whenever you get some time, you will understand the topic from some whatever source you have. So this is how I used to do. I think I don't know whether I'm making sense or not, but this thing helps. Okay.
Thank you.
As we come to the close of this memorable event, it is my honor to deliver the vote of thanks for today's felicitation of UPSC toppers. First and foremost, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to our esteemed director of DigiGate IAS, Mr. V.V. Rongi Patil. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give a big round of applause to all the rank holders and the toppers of DigiGate IAS. Thank you.